which is auditing. What is auditing? Auditing is basically the systematic, objective and critical evaluation of company's health and safety management system. It is an also independent approach of evaluating the company's health and safety management system. What is the difference between auditing and inspection? This is an important question with regards to your IGC1 assessment. So what is the difference between the inspection and auditing? Inspection mainly focus on the physical condition of the workplace, and audit mainly focus on the health and safety management at the back of these physical conditions. So audit mainly focus on the documentation with regards to health and safety, and inspections are more concerned towards the physical condition of the workplace. And inspections are usually less expensive, less time consuming, and they are very quick and they require very low competency. And for audit require very high level of competency, as the auditors are capable of doing any kind of audit. They are used to be competent and they have specific relevant education for that audit. So what conclusion we can draw from that is that the inspections are basically the physical examination of the workplace condition, and the audit is basically the examination of the workplace health and safety procedures. So that is the main difference between the inspection and audit. Coming forward towards the pre-audit preparations, if we need to conduct any kind of audit, before that audit we need to plan and coordinate with respect to that, and in that planning we need to decide what will be the scope of our audit, and who will be our team members, and who will be required for the interview purposes, and what will be the time schedules, and what will be the day of the audit. These are all the aspects which we need to consider while we are planning or conducting any kind of audit. During the audit, the auditor used three methods for collecting the information and the documentations required. The first method is examination of the documents, and the second one is collecting the factual information through interviews, and the third method is observation of any kind of workplace, equipment or activities related to the audit scope. There are many documentation which are examined during the audit. What are those documentation? These documentation include your risk assessment, your health and safety policy, your job hazard analysis, emergency response and preparedness plan, maintenance record, inspection records, training record. These all are the examples of the documentation which can be audited during any kind of health and safety audited. Usually at the end of the audit, a closeout meeting is called, in which the auditor represents the gap analysis to the auditee. Auditee is the organization which is being audited, just keep in mind that, and the auditor present the action plan and the gap analysis. They recommend the actions, and it depends upon the auditee, the organization, to decide the time deadlines on those actions, and upon mutually agreed time deadlines the organization take the relevant actions to close out these actions and to close the audit findings. Coming to the audit types, there are two types of audit, internal and external audit. Each type of audit has its own advantages and disadvantages. First, we will discuss the advantages of external audit. The advantages of external audit are that the external auditors are more competent as they are coming from a third party, a competent third party which our organization has hired. So their recommendations carry more weightage as compared to the internal audit, and external auditor have fresh eyes and they are independent of any kind of influence from the organization. So obviously their recommendations, their actions which they drive will carry more weightage as compared to the internal audit. The disadvantages of external audit are, as external audit are conducted by the third party which are being hired by our organization, so it is very expensive and it's very time consuming, and the auditors which are coming from the outside of the organization do not have that much kind of knowledge about the business your organizations are dealing with, and the employees which are doing work in your organization may not give appropriate answer and may feel hesitant while giving answers to the external auditors. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of external audits. Now coming to the advantages and disadvantages of internal audit, first we will discuss the advantages of internal audit. The advantages of internal audit are, as they are being conducted by the employees of our own organization, so it will eventually increase their competency, and the employees are more knowledgeable to the business in their organization are dealing with. So they will appropriately do the audit, as they also know the information regarding the business and processes. Internal audits are less expensive as they are being conducted by the employees of your own organization, and they are very less time consuming. Coming to the disadvantages of internal audit are may conducted by the auditors which are from your own company. They do not possess that kind of auditing skill if we compare to the third party auditors. And also the internal audit may subject to the influence. For example, if an internal auditor is doing any kind of audit, he may skip or avoid any kind of observation just because the influence of his line manager or supervisors. So basically, internal auditor recommendation does not carry that much weight as compared to the external auditors. So these are basically the advantages and disadvantages of internal audit.